J.R. St. Julien with the Campbell Real Estate team of Keller Realty, giving you a mid-month market update using stats available to us through March of 2021. So we're in probably one of the most competitive real estate markets that I've ever seen. It is an extremely hot seller's market with a very high level of buyer demand. So let's get into some of the stats. Year over year, we've seen home values increase by 17.6%. So the median home price has increased from March of 2020 to March of 2021 by 17.6%. So that means you have substantial equity that has been built into your home if you purchased it back in March in the past year. It's actually tremendous. At the same time, we've seen inventory levels pretty much fall through the floor. I think last time I gave you this update, we had inventory levels down approximately 50% or so. Now we're sitting at 64.2% lower level of inventory this year, right now, this month, or the month of March of 2021, in comparison to what we saw in March of 2020. So that's a substantial decrease. And then simultaneously, and this is kind of the odd number here, you would think with that level of appreciation and that much of an inventory drop-off, we would be selling fewer homes. But we've actually seen a number of closed sales increase by 11.7%. That's a fairly substantial number considering that we're down just at such low levels in the inventory department. So what do all of those numbers mean? So basically, we're still seeing a very high level of buyer demand, and that's being driven totally by the low interest rates. We're off the all-time lows. We hit those in January of 2021, but we're still sitting at great levels. So interest rates are hovering, right around 3% in the low threes, depending on your credit score, depending on the program you're using. You can kind of expect the interest rate right now in the low 3%, which is phenomenal. It's still phenomenal. It may not be the mid twos that we saw in January, but it's still a fantastic rate. If a buyer can go out right now and buy a home, they have the opportunity to lock in that low interest rate for the life of that home, for however long they decide to own that home, which is a great opportunity. So that's why we're still seeing such a high demand, even though the inventory is fairly low and buyers are getting a bit frustrated because they don't have a bunch to pick from, and the homes that they are interested in, they have to do a lot to compete and to win that deal. But if they can win that deal, it's still a great opportunity because they get to lock in that interest rate for the life of the loan, which is amazing. So the point of this market update is now is a great time to sell your home if you've been thinking about selling your property. Like I said, it's the hottest seller's market I've ever seen. Simultaneously, because of the low interest rates, it is still a great time to buy. That being said, you want to make sure you're properly positioned and properly aligned with a good real estate agent and a good loan officer that can guide you through this process, because this process will be more competitive than any you have seen before, because it's more competitive than anything we have experienced before. So you want to make sure you're properly aligned and properly prepared for the market. If you are considering potentially a home sale or a home purchase, I would love to answer any particular questions you have about your specific situation. I'm here to help, and I'm happy to do so. All of my contact information will follow this video. Feel free to reach out anytime. I look forward to talking to you.